Bannister himself might love to have competed in. Why? Because it's got grace, elegance, and majesty, all the things that were encompassed in his running style and the dedication that Bannister showed to 8 years of perseverance to try and achieve his goal. The fabled Fifth Avenue Mile, now in its 25th year, has a world-class feel from all over the globe, led by two in particular, Australian Craig Mottram and American miling sensation Alan Webb. They're on the starting line. Let's go to that starting line right now. Just shy of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which houses many of the best works of art in the last 2,000 years, here's some artists themselves. Among them, American 22-year-old Alan Webb, wearing #1 here, just completing a banner year, where he ran 2 miles in 8 minutes 11 seconds. This is Ruiz Silva. Let me make a correction. That is Craig Mottram, who is wearing #2 from Australia. And there is Ruiz Silva, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games at 1,500 meters from Portugal. And a man who's been a surprise this season, coming all the way from Nairobi, Kenya for this race, Elkanah Egwani, wearing #8. He ran the equivalent of a 350 mile just several weeks ago in Brussels at the Golden League meet there. You're looking down Fifth Avenue, and they will be proceeding from 82nd Street down. Here are some of the athletes competing in the event. There are 12 in all. Alan Webb leads the pack at 3:48.92 seconds. And Rob Myers, a defending U.S. national indoor champion, is in the field as well. Kevin Sullivan, who's been Canada's best for years. And among the other competitors, John Itati, you will see him as the rabbit for the first 880 yards of this race. Jason Lund, another top American, is in the field. 12 athletes in all, towing the mark here for this 25th edition of the 2005 Continental Airlines Fifth Avenue Mile, all trying to get under the 3 minutes 47.52 seconds time achieved in the very first Fifth Avenue Mile by the great Sidney Marie.
The moment when they put aside those nervous butterflies, they know they've trained for this, they're coming up to the start line. I can see my son's kids screen here.
And they're off. The rabbit Itati is expected to take the field down this first 440 yards in about 55 seconds. This is all prearranged. They do this in many international meets in Europe, and the athletes like to get behind, and just like cars at Indianapolis, draft off the lead runners. It does save energy, and someone else in front of you does push the wind aside. In second place, Alan Webb, wearing #1. In third place, #2 from Australia, all 6 feet 2, 160 pounds of him. Very big by today's miling standards, Craig Mottram. Mottram, an amazing story, who after 6 weeks in high school of training and being a triathlete before that, stepped to the line and ran the equivalent of a 4:07 mile with 6 weeks of training, very fit. Both, in discussing this race with Mottram and Webb, they say they're still fresh after over 20 races they've had this year. Elkanah Egwani is back in third place right now, and they have combined approximately 55.5 seconds unofficially for the first 440 yards. This is the tough part, to try and get the split, to try and reach 1 minute and 52 seconds by 880 yards, because the second quarter mile of this race is slightly but steadily uphill. And in order to get Sidney Marie's race, Alan Webb knows he's got to hit that pace very fast at around 1 minute 52, 53 seconds. If he's shy of it by 1:55 or so, almost impossible. 54 seconds plus, he has done his job, official split, for the first 440 yards by John Itati. Congratulations to him, a fast pace. Mottram has given way here a little bit. Alan Webb, who said, I am still fresh after 21 races this year, said, I can do my job here. I really think it is all Webb out there now in a bit of a time trial. The rest of the field has given him room. Silva in the back has the greatest speed. The Portuguese bronze medalist at 1,500 meters at Athens in the Olympics has a fearful speed. 1 minute 54 seconds by the first 880 yards, a little slow. Alan Webb might be in a little bit of trouble here, we'll see. From the last 800 meters, and there's the second, third, and fourth place runners. On the right is Matram. In the middle is Angweni here from Kenya. On the left of the screen, Ruiz Silva from Portugal. Matram trying to close desperately. He's got great strength over the last half of a race, and he is trying to gain on Webb, and he is slowly cutting into Alan Webb's lead as they have a little more than a quarter mile left to go. Last 800 meters, 880 yards of this race is slightly downhill. You're left with hearing nothing and seeing anything except the wind and trying to hear from feet behind you. When you compete in Europe in Golden League major races like this, there's jumbotrons, and every turn you can look up and see where your competitors are. Here, you see no one. Webb powering away. Here comes Craig Matram from Australia. Matram definitely gaining on Webb. Can Webb respond here? 200 meters to go in this race. It is Webb and Matram. The rest of the field trailing still. Webb and Matram. Silva and Angweni back there, stride for stride. 100 yards left in this race. Matram surging. Craig Matram heading for the finish line in terrific time. Just outside of the 3:47 time. We'll await the official time. Matram gets first. Alan Webb gets second. And we'll see who winds up third or fourth. But a terrific Fifth Avenue mile on a glorious day on a fabulous street. And you saw world-class performances by many of the best milers in the world.
Hey, are we allowed to go out there? Can we go back? Go ahead. No.
Alan, you took the pace out. You said you felt fresh and told me that before the race. Looking back, did you not go soon enough, or what happened?
I guess I didn't really know. I thought I was alone with 200, 300 to go, and Craig passed me. I guess I wasn't really ready for him to come at me. You know, he ran a hell of a race and timed it perfectly.
Craig, your thoughts. You laid back. Now, you guys have had almost the identical mile and 2 mile personal best this year. You let him get away by probably 5-7 yards. What were you thinking at that point?
Well, we knew that they're going to go out pretty quick, 150 through the 800. So, I mean, Alan's more a 1500, 800 guy than I am. So I just felt comfortable letting him get a bit of a gap and then work on the downhill and catch him up towards the end. And it's a lot easier if you've got a rabbit out there that you're chasing than it is like what Alan did today and got out in front and tried to hang on.
Most Aussie runners I've ever known are always filled with confidence. Did you ever feel you would not get him?
About 700 in, I thought I was in a bit of trouble because I was quite uncomfortable. It was a lot faster than I'm used to running, but once we got to about 600 to go, I knew I'd get him.
Alan, when he pulled beside you, did you feel you had anything left at that point?
Yeah, I thought I had a little bit of juice left. I tried my best to get up to him, but you know, he timed it perfectly. I just didn't have enough real estate to catch him. So.
Now, did you feel you had another gear when you drew up next to him?
Yeah, it was always just stay strong on the downhill. I ran the course at 7 o'clock this morning, just after they closed the road, and there's a couple of flags, an American flag and an Irish flag up on one of the hotels back there, and I picked those two markers as my place to go. So I was to stay control to the last 100 and then drop another gear and go harder. And Alan actually had a little bit left, but not quite enough.
You know, next year, if you come back, Craig, you know, tell him to put an Aussie flag up there with everything, and maybe you get the record and you pick up another 10K.
Yeah, an Aussie flag would be good. I think we got one at the presentation, so I'm looking forward to wrapping that around me.
Listen, congratulations to both of you. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me, Larry.
Cheers, Larry. Thanks, buddy.
Steve, let's go back to you in the studio, my man.
All right, thank you, Larry.